today at Afterburn Fitness, and today's a really special episode because we are featuring the owner of FFYP, who's a personal trainer, Nico Fletson. What's up, man?
Not much. How's it going, guys?
Good. Thanks for being on this episode. So for today, we're going to be talking about something that I often find to be, it's from, I think if someone walks in, they can
Just keep it? Okay.
So you made that face, I thought we fucked up.
No. I just knew you would probably be like, fuck, and
Yeah.
stop it. Okay, sorry. And
Ready? And
go.
yeah, sorry. Yeah. Wait, one second. I see this guy.
Outtakes.
Hey, buddy.
There.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
So long.
What are you doing? Yeah, I'm just recording a video.
Oh, a bit tight
And
there.
you're in the video. Hello. You just actually ruined our last take. And I'm like, I know this guy.
A bit tight. Relax your chest.
Alright, go.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? My name is Chris. I'm from Araya Health, and today we got a really special episode because we are featuring someone really special. He's the owner of FFYP. He's a personal trainer, and his name is Nico Fletson.
How's it going, guys? What's up? Not much.
Okay, good. So today we're going to be talking about something that I see in clinical settings a lot, and it's the fact that a lot of people deal with squatting issues. There's nothing wrong with a squat. It's very beneficial, but a lot of people deal with pain when it comes to squats. Do you find that to be true?
Definitely. Now, 9 times out of 10, people come to me with poor mobility. And it's because, people have desk jobs. You're sitting a lot, you're either sitting at your desk or you're sitting in your car, and that just limits your mobility and your ability to squat efficiently without possibly hurting yourself.
Right. This is my opinion, and this is actually what I come across a lot when I work with clients, is that there's this stigma that's revolving around squatting. People tend to think that squatting is bad for the joints, it's bad for the body, it's bad for the lower back. I don't agree with that because it's more how you execute the movement. Do you agree with that? Is that something you can relate to with how you implement it?
Yes. So any exercise, to be honest, can be dangerous for your joints. If you have poor mobility, if you got tight muscles, and you don't do anything to address it, you could potentially hurt yourself. But the reason why the squat is important and people should be doing it is because it works out half of your body. So the keys to success when it comes to squatting properly is to address those limitations at first, prior to doing the movement.
Right. So I know you're a really busy trainer. What are common things that you come across when it comes to squatting? For me, people tell me their back hurts. They can't do it. They don't have the proper ranges of motion, and it looks really choppy, and they stop. What's something that you come across?
People usually have tight lower backs, they have tight hips, and it results with them squatting at not even 90 degrees. They're not even hitting parallel with their squats, and all the strain is going to their lower back, and it's going to their knees because of that.
And what do?
They just complain.
They complain and they stop, right? So this is where, as a trainer and me as a therapist, we complement each other because if our goal is to benefit our clients, I can help them with pain management, and he can make sure that they're on the right path so that they're progressing in the right direction, right? So today's video, we're going to be sharing with you a really, really effective technique. It's something that I used for myself because I used to deal with lower back pain. But if you know anything about lower back pain, you know that it's a big umbrella. And when you really zero in on what lower back pain is, there's many different types, right? Is that something that you can relate to as well?
Of course.
Yeah, so we're going to be showing you really good techniques, and I want you to check it out on the floor. Say when. When. All right. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about a very specific type of lower back pain, and it's rooted in what's called a hip height. And it's exactly what it sounds like. If your hip is coming off the ground higher compared to the opposite side, what ends up happening is that when you're squatting and you're going down and you're coming up, you're putting more pressure on one side of your body compared to the opposite side. As an example, if you have 100 pounds on your shoulder and you have 60% effort and 40% on the opposite side, it doesn't seem like a major difference, but it starts to compound over the course of time, and it becomes an issue. It might lead to pain, a performance issue. So I want to demonstrate what an example of this on Nico. What an example of this is on Nico. And once again, this is a reflex. I'm gonna explain this to you as simple as possible. If I get Nico to stand on one leg, perfect. If you stand on one leg, if you put more pressure on one leg by standing on it, what happens naturally is that the opposite side of your body, you're standing on this leg, the opposite side right here will naturally engage. And you can do this by touching on your body. Touch right here. Stand on one leg, and you'll see it naturally start to stick out a little bit more. Relax. Do the opposite side. Perfect. You stand on one leg, you're putting more pressure on one leg. The opposite side has to engage. What does this have to do with a squat? Relax. If you're squatting once again with 60-40 splits, one side of your back will start to engage more, and this could be the reason why you're dealing with pain, performance issue. So the technique I want to show you is to show you really how do you drop that pelvis if you are with this odd split or with this odd stance. So if you understand this will make sense as to why you're doing it. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to quickly address a few things. Number one, the audio didn't turn out well here, so I'm going to go ahead and narrate this part. And number two, how do you identify which side you're going to release? So, if you find that your right side is hiked up higher than the left side, so remember we talked about that hip hike, if your right side is higher, what I want you to do, you're going to be addressing that same inner groin like I'm showing here, and you're also leading into the next technique. You're going to be treating that same right side lower back. So once I get to the next technique, it'll make sense. But once again, if your right side, if your hip is higher, you're addressing that same inner thigh and that same right lower back. So now going on to this technique, what I want you to do, see how Nico's grabbing his inner thigh? That's the meaty part that you're working on. So once you grab that thick piece of meat you have inside, you're going to apply pressure on that same piece of tissue. And what I want you to do, you're going to be rolling forward, backward, you're going to be going up and down like he's demonstrating here. Or if you want to get that much more aggressive, what I want you to do, I want you to start kicking. Alright? So how do you know if you're doing this right? If you're feeling a throbbing, aching, if it's sharp, I don't want you to do it, but if it's anything else, you're relatively safe. But if it's hurting too much, obviously take it easy. You don't want to hurt yourself. It is an aggressive technique, but if you're dealing with lower back pain, like we described, this will help you big time. So, once again, just for clarification, if your right side is hiked up, what I want you to do, you're just going to be treating that right inner thigh and that right lower back. You're not going to be treating the opposite side like we're demonstrating here. I'm just showing it for visual purposes so you know how to do it on both sides. Number two, so there's a lot of controversy with this one technique, and I do want to address it because it may look like you're foam rolling your lower back because he's using a foam roller, but he's not really foam rolling. What he's doing, he's applying compression on the muscle that's tight. So it's not elongating the fibers like you would be when you're foam rolling. He's just applying pressure to get that muscle to relax that much more. So what you want to do, get into this setup position, get into a figure four, bring that one leg, that same side that you're addressing. So we're suspecting that it's the right side. You're going to take that same right leg, you're going to put it on top of your opposite knee. You're going to take your hands and support the back of your head, and all that you're going to do is you're going to turn into that same right side. So once again, we're not foam rolling, we're not going up and down, we're just simply applying pressure to a muscle that needs that extra bit of attention to help it to relax a bit. So once again, if you combine the first technique with this technique, I'm going to recommend that do it the night before that you're squatting to get the best results, and be intuitive. If it feels like it's letting go, then continue. If you feel like you need a bit more time doing this technique, maybe it might take you 2 to 3 minutes. Give yourself 2 to 3 minutes, but make sure you're getting the release so it's a quality release. Alright? If you have any questions, let me know. Comment below, share this with your friends, and please subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Ready? Are you good? All right.
Yeah. I'm good, and then sorry.